Hello everyone, this is Kim, the CEO of DEEPX. So welcome to our booth in the Embedded World 2026. So in my opinion, Embedded World is the heart of embedded system in the worldwide market. So we proudly release our own technologies and outcomes of partnership and our development results and our technical roadmap. So today I would like to discuss about our technology, our demonstrations, our outcomes of the partnership. Let me introduce our comparison with the previous conventional AI processing technology. So here, just ignoring NVIDIA solution for the on-device AI. So their price is around $2,000, the chip cost around $800. Instead, our chip, thumbnail size chip, it costs around $40, under $40, and then the power consumption for NVIDIA GPU, 40 watts hours, around 4 watts. So 1/10, 1/20th price, competitiveness. So, but as you can see, in this example, they do classifying the object inside of the picture. So as you can see, the performance frame per second is around 2035, and here 650. So people just ask why they need the best technology instead of the NVIDIA GPU. It is power consumption, power efficiency, and reliability, and cost effective. These are most important thing for embedded system, definitely. That's our strength. Let's go to the next. So this section shows our strengths compared to the other NPU-based AI chips. So here we gave the same workload, and then we wanted to deliver the intuitive, the explanation about our power and cost and heat generation efficiency. Here, we gave the same workload for multiple AI chips, and then we put the actually butter on it, but not today. But every chip melted the butter. Instead, only one chip didn't melt like that. So every other chip melted, butter. Only our chip didn't melt any butter because it has at least 20 or 50 degrees Celsius difference in the heat generation. So this is only one AI chip we can touch like that, and others is very hot. So very low cost solution and high performance and low power. These are very important. Another thing is in the embedded system, one of the most important thing is reliability, because embedded system must be located in the harsh industry environment, or in the desert, or very cold environment, and at the same time very highly vibrant environment. In this environment, we need a low heat generation. It's important. So our chip can even endure inside of the industrial PC, which doesn't have any fan, any ventilation. So what I want to say is, our chip can provide maturity and serious, configuration about the embedded systems. Now let me introduce our next generation solution. So now we wanted to have a solution for generative AI capability, even for embedded systems. So that's why we needed to support state-of-the-art generative AI or LLM algorithms like Baidu Ernie and OpenAI OSS and Meta Llama 4 and Alibaba Qwen and DeepSeek. So these days, the 30 billion level ChatGPT algorithms is very, very useful, versatile for many applications like robot, automotive, and smart mobility, smart factory, various service applications. So, but thing is, we wanted to again provide a solution which consumes under 5 watts. This is the most important thing. Under 5 watts, we can provide our solution for almost all kinds of wide range of applications. Otherwise, we need to consider special heat dissipation, battery life issue, and power consumption, everything. That's why we needed to use 2 nanometer technology in the world, we are the startup company which use the most advanced semiconductor, process, which is a 2 nanometer technology. And then in this solution, we wanted to cover up to 100 billion parameter generative algorithm so that we can actually provide almost all kinds of expert level generative AI, just except for AGI or ASI level algorithm. And then our performance will cover 10 to 30 tops level performance. And all our worldwide customers, they're waiting for this technology so that they can have a newer level of the automotive, smart factory, smart mobility, robots, etc. Another great, point I want to announce in this embedded world, that is our collaboration with the Ultralytics, which has one of the biggest, open source AI ecosystem. So it is very well known for the YOLO series. So let me introduce why this is important. Previously, our end customer, they prepare their own application algorithm, and then they pass that, mass production decision phase. Once they pass, the algorithm is really prepared for their application, and then next phase is porting that, AI algorithm into the edge AI chips. But thing is, it takes at least 3 to 9 months to optimize the algorithm to be operated in the on-device chip. That means it takes long time. After that, our customer, they can receive another new algorithm, and then the new algorithm changes the concept of that application, and then they needed to change or update their application and the product. And then they iterate again and again this vicious cycle, so that they can have no actual product. So DEEPX wanted to solve this problem. That's why we contacted the Baidu Paddle ecosystem and the Ultralytics ecosystem. There are already over 10 million developers for the Baidu Paddle, and 5 million developers belong to the Ultralytics. That's why our solution is we wanted to port state-of-the-art algorithm into our chip first, and then they release their new AI software algorithm into the market, so that our end customer can just manufacture the end product without this vicious cycle. So this is evidence. This January, Ultralytics released their cutting-edge algorithm YOLO 26. As you can see, one day later we announced we already ported this algorithm into our chip. That means our end customer can use our algorithm on our chip right away. That is a solution. So in my opinion, with this ecosystem collaboration, we call Open Source Physical AI Alliance, our end customer can quickly implement their end product so that they can expand the market within a short period. That means DEEPX can expand and establish real physical AI industry right away. That's our goal. Here, I would like to explain about the collaboration with Baidu. We have met Baidu 1 year ago. It was very coincidence to have the meeting with the Baidu. Baidu wanted to create new applications based on the OCR technology. So they wanted to use their DeepSeek algorithm in their data center. But at the point, they wanted to run their OCR algorithm right away. But thing is, they have tried many other on-device AI chip solution, but they disappointed because of high power consumption, very low performance, and a high cost. But they tried our chip, and then they realized our chip provides very high cost effectiveness. At the same time, our process performance is far better than even GPU card. That's why they was very impressed, and then they wanted to make a contract with us right away. That's why they applied our chip into their official ecosystem, and now they want to expand our chip for their robot, drone, and especially smart factory applications. I think this is very important because in the worldwide, right now, physical AI industry just started. But if we can, integrate our chip into the every leading, ecosystem and platform and applications, we can become a de facto standard. Right now, in commercialization process, DEEPX want it to be de facto standard for embedded system, embedded applications like robots, smart mobility, factory, and drones, any other smart devices. So, right also, we have the contract with their pedal ecosystem because they already have over 10 million developers in the worldwide. These developers are using their open source to make their end AI-based applications. So by doing this, we can create the capability. Our end customer can just use our algorithm for specific, our chips for their specific algorithm. So they can implement the end customer product right away. So the collaboration with Baidu has the multiple meanings for us. So in the future, you will see our DX-M2 chip will process their early generative AI algorithm onto the embedded systems. That is a magic. That is our contribution to this embedded system industry. Now I'm at the one stage. It's a kind of modern art thing. I actually created it. So I would like to explain what the DEEPX is. Created ultra low power chip solution for the physical AI era. There's no physical AI without ultra low power chips. Why? All the physical systems, they are battery powered and doesn't have any kind of very advanced heat sink technology like robots, drones, and smart factories. So we brought the maturity of that technology like a low power technology, so they can generate very low heat and very reliable solution. So bulletproof demo is kind of evidence can demonstrate we can build actual physical system in the world with a very low power consumption. So now we have already great global level customer like Baidu and Hyundai Motor Robotics. So this is a top tier customer which can drive next era of the physical AI systems. So now with all this evidence and the DEEPX M2, we wanted to also conquer generative AI world in the embedded system. On top of this, what I want to say is, now within 3 or 5 years, we can be the global #1 in physical AI industry. Physical AI industry is the biggest market, more than the mobile compute and AI data center infra. So that's why I wanted to represent our vision, like as an art like this. So there are so many devices there which generate massive data, and our chip consumes a lot of data and process almost all, and then only a few data can be transferred to data center. This means right now global capital market want to gather $10 trillion to build enough AI infrastructure. But the thing is, I worry about the carbon emission, environmental issue. At the same time, economic crisis. Because of $10 trillion investment, how much will be their revenue and the outcomes? But what I want to say, we don't need that much money and investment. With the ultra low power AI semiconductor in the embedded system, we can consume a lot of data with a very low power consumption, and then we can maintain this world while we providing sufficient amount of the AI capability to the human race. This is our vision and our contribution to this society. That's why we received the CS Innovation Award, and Davos Forum gave the Practical AI Technology Award, etc. Now, every day, I'm receiving PO, purchase order from our customers, and I can feel this world changes based on our technology. Now, I would like to see the future. Maybe 5 years later, 10 years later, I can see totally changes this world based on the DEEPX AI chips. Welcome to that new future of AI. Thank you.